Ever since I made this video where I tried to live like an entrepreneur for a week and I exposed myself for being one of the most unorganized people to work for themselves on the planet, it is very unorganized around here. I realized that I need a much better way to organize my stuff. Even still, after that video, I'd have one journal for journaling how I feel in a day, a whiteboard where I put down my to-dos, and the worst part, absolutely nowhere to track my clients, meetings, and other people that I have to remember to talk to throughout my weeks. If I truly wanted to be able to track my progress with my goals and be able to successfully track everything that I needed to do and have done throughout my life, then I knew I needed a solution. So during that few months back after I made that video, I was searching up solutions to find to my problem, and the one software that kept coming up was Notion. So I started organizing absolutely everything that I needed to in my life all into this one software, and it vastly simplified my life and the way I'm able to visually look at what I need to do and what I've already done. For those who don't know already, Notion is an all-in-one workspace where you can take notes, manage tasks, set goals, and a whole lot more. I sure use it for a lot more. The amount of customization that is allowed within this software is just amazing, and a huge plus to it that I find is how aesthetically pleasing and simple and minimalistic it is to use. And today I want to take you through my entire Notion and exactly what I use it for, how I set it up this way, and how you can use Notion to make you a more productive, successful, organized person. All right, here we are at my Notion workspace, my own personal Notion. And by the way, the sign up link to sign up to Notion is in the description below if you want to just get into that right away. But let me show you guys a little bit how to use it, how I use it. And first we're starting off with my daily to-do list. So in Notion, you create these pages, and on the left here, you see the pages. If you add a page, you can title it, let's just say random title, and then you can make it empty with an icon, or you can use some templates that they already have. So there's things like mood boards, which I already have, which I'm gonna get into, personal ones like reading lists, goals that you want to get done, that's like a task list, stuff like habit trackers. If you want to do a habit tracker, they already have these pre-built templates in it, so I could just press use this template and it would create this table for me where you're trying to track your habits, but I don't have that personally. I don't use that personally, but I just keep it simple here with my daily to-do list. So right now you can see I already finished a couple of things off, but this to-do list is made using a table. Now there's different types of views that you can put within each of these pages. There's stuff like boards, stuff like timelines, which is a new addition to these. So I could add this and create in the same page that I have my to-do list. If this also was related to my to-dos here, I could create a timeline for when I want this finished podcast to actually be done. And we already finished it, so we don't need that. And personally, I don't use the timeline view because I don't need to. I just find that as a really simple to-do list is enough for me. So we're gonna remove that just by clicking on up here and then clicking on the three little dots. You can delete it. So very customizable, each page within here. So if I wanted to make a new to-do, you could just put new under here, and I could say recording next video if I wanted to do that today, and you can just drag it over to when you're doing it and drag it over to when you're done. And I talk a lot about writing down your to-dos for each day. That's actually been shown to increase the likelihood of you actually doing said thing. So I always think that everyone should have a to-do list, a daily to-do list, because it'll give you an extra push to actually get those done. And it feels good to like drag these over even and say, I'm done with this. But we're gonna delete this right now because that's not a real one. We are doing the Notion video right now. Of course we are. And if we want to add a group, there's groups within each board view. For example, we could do like almost done, even though that's the same thing as doing. I'm just using it as an example, and I could change the color here if I wanted to. If it made more sense to be almost done, like blue, I could change it to blue. And that's what these little tags here are, these little groups. It's just an easy way to track where you're at in a certain day. So we go and delete that. And that is pretty much it for my to-do list. So let's get on to the journaling that I do within Notion. So I've decided to transfer pretty much all the journaling I do, except for sometimes before bed when I don't want to use any electronic devices. I'll write in my journal like how I'm feeling, a little recap of the day, but I'm trying to use this in the morning and also for all my creative ideas. I have always written down all of my creative ideas because it's so important as a creator when you get a creative idea to write it down immediately. Even if it's not good, you need to write it down because it'll help generate new ideas. This is something I talk about a lot, but haven't really talked about on YouTube, only on like my Patreon and in my book that I wrote. So here's what I got for my journal so far. This view is called a list. It is just a list, which is a simplified page view. It's great for bookmarks and notes, like it says. And in here, I have creative ideas, and I'm gonna show you what this 419 is after I go into my creative ideas here. So I've deleted pretty much all of the creative ideas that I've already done in the past. That's why you don't see too many. So in my creative ideas, you see I put an icon. To show you how to do this, you can actually click. If I just remove this, it has an option up here with every like page that you make or anything that you do, you can add little icons to customize your Notion pages and your Notion to-do list. Any little thing in Notion, you can add an icon. And for this one, they have the emojis already in here. For this one, I wanted to search up art because, you know, it's related to creative ideas, you know, creativity, art, same thing that I'm doing. You know, honestly, let's change this to a camera because that's mostly what I'm doing with my creative ideas, right? I'm making videos. So we just have a couple down here, and I've also just kind of deleted some and hidden some because I don't want to spoil everything that I'm going to make in the future. And so like I said, with this list view, you just have different pages that you can add into this list view, and I'm just calling this page, this overarching page, is a journal because that's where I'm just like writing down stuff. So let me show you what this 419 is. Every day I'm gonna start doing this as well. I used to do this every single day in a journal, like a physical journal, but now I've decided to switch to Notion just to have everything on there. And so it's saved to a cloud, and I know that I won't lose it. Like I could possibly lose a physical journal. So this is what I used to do every morning. I'm gonna start doing it now, and I have started doing it. It's writing down things that I'm grateful for, as well as action items, so like just things I have to do today. Along with the to-do list, I want to have this journal just to have another place to see what I need to do and make sure that I really want to get it done because I really want to check it off here as well. So within this page, I could actually add another block below, and you can add blocks within pages like this. If I just wanted to add another heading and add another thing, like let's say my favorite thing that happened today, and I wanted to talk about that at the end of all my days, and then I can add a command. So what we do is we type a slash to add a command, and that is just everything that you could like write within these pages. So within this journal, I added a new page, and so within this journal that I have, I added a new page, and then I can add into this page all of the stuff that you saw before, the timelines, tables, the lists, and a lot more. I could just put a damn emoji if I really wanted to, but my favorite thing that happened today was not the heart eyes emoji. But let's just say I want this to be bullet points. So if I press the command, which is just the / and go to bulleted list, I can say that my favorite thing happened today was recording Notion video. Yeah, that's my favorite thing that happened today. I'm just numbering each of these pages by the date, and every day I'm gonna try to do this. Let's get on to my next thing, which is my reading list. So next up we have my reading list. This is a very simple page, and it doesn't contain a lot of information, but I just like the look of how aesthetically pleasing this is, like I said, and how easy it is to just keep track of these things. It's just a bulleted list of the books that I want to read. Every time that I think of a book, or I read about a book in another book, or just on YouTube, someone mentions one that I haven't read yet, I want to put it down here. And here's the thing that I haven't showed you guys yet. You can actually add covers to each of your Notion pages. So if I just remove this here, along with the emojis, I can also add a cover to each page. So I just used one of their default ones that they have here for the reading list. It was something like this, even though this isn't the exact one, but you can also upload your own cover. So you could really get customized with this. So if I wanted to take a picture from Google and save the image, change the cover, upload, and then just choose the image. Where is this? Right here. And there we go. I like that actually. I'm happy I changed that. That's looking good. I really do love the whole picture idea of this thing, and I'm going to show you how that's useful when thinking of like creativity and mood boards as well. I think that's something that isn't really very customizable in any other productivity or management apps that I've ever seen. So just a way to keep track of the things that I want to read, and I want to read these books. That's very important to me, and that's why it's a whole page for me. So now let's get on to clients. I then have my clients page, which I put a little emoji, you know, the little muscular emoji, the bicep curl emoji, because these are my fitness clients that I'm currently training right now. This view is a table, and in each column within the table, I have the plan type, the date started, and the date ending. And you can see here that there's a little blue time thing, and I'm gonna explain what that is. So we just have the name of the person. That's a text column. The plan type is what's called a multi-select column. So within these columns here, you can customize each column to be a certain property. So if you wanted a column to be a file, like I could upload a file to this column and choose a file and have this within this cloud on my Notion. If a file was necessary for one of my clients, I would do that, and I would name it Files for Clients, but we don't need that. Or actually, what I think I'm gonna do here for this is a great idea that I just thought of right now. I'm gonna upload the before pictures, because for every client I have them send me before pictures before they go through their transformation. So that's a good idea. But yeah, with these columns, you can put them to anything. You can have this select, but you can see how customizable you can get with this. If you wanted to add a person, like I said, this can be a very good team-based platform. If you wanted to add a specific person to this client, if I had people helping me with this, I could do that. And now let me explain this date ending thing. So within the columns, you can actually have a property type date, and we can add a date here. This is a reminder. So when these clients are done with me, when I need to hit them up and say, hey, this is the last day of your program, how do we do? How are you feeling about it? It's gonna remind me on the day of this event. I'm gonna get a notification not only on my computer, but also on my phone, because yes, Notion is also an app on your phone. So I have Notion up on my phone right here, and as you can see, I have the clients up. Notion has an app, and that's the other thing that's so great about this software, this platform. It's that everything you do in the desktop app is accessible in the Notion app, which is on the App Store on Google Play and the Apple App Store. It's amazing that we can do this. So if I want to update like my journal too, and I'm not around my computer, I can just use the Notion app on my phone. So dope. So let's go on to my mood board now. The mood board is a lot different from the views that we have viewed already. This is what is called a gallery view, and in this gallery view we can just add different pages, but it looks like a type of gallery where you can actually see like the preview for each page as an image or whatever you want to keep in there. And for me personally, I just have a couple of YouTube videos that really inspire me, and unfortunately the thumbnail for the video doesn't show up on each of these page views. But what I can do, if I go up here to these three little dots and I go to properties, I can change the card preview to the cover, just to give some, at least any sort of color in there. And this is the cover for this page. But within these pages, I have the inspiration. So I have Nathaniel Drew's Picasso video, which I just thought was amazing, and this Peter McKinnon video, which was also amazing. In here, like I said, you can add another different, like just an image that was cool to me if I wanted to do that. And then I can go down here and add an image. If we scroll down with all the commands, if I wanted to add a video, audio, code, a file, I could. Let's use these vegan chicken nuggets as an example. We're gonna open that up and we have the image in there. Image that was cool to me. Yes, that was cool to me. And now we actually need to change property to the page content, and that is what we would actually see if this was like a mood board of just images. So this is a cool thing that I'm trying to play around with. This is again just another really simple page, just like the reading list. It's just got a title and it's got my yearly goals. So I'm probably gonna blur out my yearly goals because I just don't like to show people my goals, because I don't believe in showing people my goals and having that outside energy possibly affect those goals. So yeah, we're gonna keep those blurred, but this is again just a bulleted list within this page, and it's just super simple, and I just want to see this and check back on it regularly to make sure that I'm on track towards completing these goals. And I keep it in my mind that, hey man, you got these goals for the entire year. Like, what are you doing day to day to reach these goals? Because you need to do what you got to do to reach them. So it just helps to remind me, helps to keep me on track for these, and helps keep me motivated. So like I said, if you want to sign up for Notion, the link is going to be in the description. I really do hope that you guys check out this amazing platform that has really helped with my organization and productivity and creativity and just all of that. Thank you again to all the patrons on my channel on Patreon. Thank you for watching until the end. Love you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next video.